right, Jeff, let her rip. My brother-in-law, Jeff, shooting a Mosin Nagant 9130 from Ishevsk, 1943 for the first time. You can actually probably move your grip, your left hand down closer to the action. Yeah. I'll give you a better balance. Yeah.
How far back is it going to kick?
It's going to kick, so I would actually brace yourself for it, but you don't have to do anything else. Make sure it's right here in the meat of your shoulder.
I don't have any meat in my shoulder.
Well, let's see how you go. Let's see how you do.
All right.
Lean forward and a little bit into it.
Ah!
Did you miss?
Look at that. No, I hit it.
Cool. All right, cycle the bolt. So your wife could see how manly you are.
Ah, that was good.
Cool. See if you can cause an avalanche this time.
Huh?
See if you can cause an avalanche this time.
Okay. What does this date to?
Do I know?
How old is this?
1943.
Okay.
Shooting an antique. It's kind of, as far as firearms go, it's not really an antique, but it's not new.
Okay. The avalanche shot.
All right, let's see if it'll work. Try it again. I think I saw some snow come down. Nothing.
Take two.
Not enough snow. Well, it looks that right there looks like you should be able to start one, but
nope.
Huh. I started that one, I can't do it again? Oh, little one, little one.
And there's the avalanche area, but nothing doing yet.
All right.
Ed Park going for the icicle spot. Nothing. But he scared him. Nothing.
Come on! I'm hitting him, but then it's falling down.
Ed Park is making like he's hitting him.
Let me try that group over there.
I think it's the sight. Oh, he hit it! He hit it!
Ha ha!
But I don't think the icicles fell. I think it was the snow behind the icicles. Oh, dead on.
Woohoo!
The icicles are putting up a fight.
All right, Jeff himself trying to find some icicle action.
I'm just trying to find my center.
Be the icicle.
Ow.
Oh, got one. Look at that. I'm going to zoom up on the icicles now. Aim for that same group. I don't know if you got any or not. Oh, you hit something.
A bunch of snow.
We're hitting the rock face, I know that much.
Well, I hit the snow on the, not the last one, but the 2 shots ago.
Is that all? All right.
Here goes Ed.
Same bunch right there. Come on. They're going down, baby.
Ah, he got some snow. Well, it was right on the money, but the icicles just aren't dropping.
That ice is strong. Must be that West Virginia ice. 2 more. Come on, baby. Come on down.
I think I see a hole in the icicles.
All right, Jeffrey, take them down. These icicles are ours. What are you looking at? Oh, going from a kneeling position. Trying to get a stable platform. Very smart.
I need all the help I can get.
Something come down?
This snow. I mean, I was right there.
Huh. These are not ordinary icicles, Jeff.
To break out the bazooka.
These must be the West Virginia icicles I heard so much about.
See, look at that. That was...
Wow.
A chunk of snow. Oh, it might have been some icicles.
That's some stubborn ice there. All right. This is the last one for the money.
I'm going to try a little lower.
All right.
And catch it right at the tip there. Maybe that'll help.
Oh, yeah!
Oh! Oh!
That was the one.
You want to take the last one?
No, you got it. Try that again. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on the ice itself.
All right.
Oh, got a piece of it.
A little bit more came down.
All right, nice. It hit it, but you can't really tell.
You still aiming for the icicles?
Yeah.
That far away?
Yeah. Why not? Let's try the other ones there. Can you hear it hitting? Like 30 seconds later.
I can't tell.
Bouncing off harmlessly. It's hitting it. Not doing anything though. Oh well. Greetings, fellow YouTubers. This is the Budget Army channel with yet another exciting video for your viewing pleasure. As you can see, before you is a Mosin Nagant M9130. Now, the reason why it's called an M9130 is because back in 1891, Russia concluded a series of trials to choose their next military battle rifle. And as you might have guessed, there are two guys who participated in the submission of this particular rifle. And well, your guess would be kind of wrong because there were actually three. And the first one, or one of them, was a military captain, a Russian military captain named Sergei Ivanovich Mosin. The other were a pair of brothers from Belgium named Emil and Leon Nagant. Both parties submitted separate rifles, and the committee was kind of split between the two designs. Each had their advantages and disadvantages, you know, problems and issues and such things like that. And so, but they were good enough to where, you know, one half kind of fell between the other. So a new trial was kind of held between these two candidate rifles. All the others were taken out of consideration. It was just the Captain Mosin's and the Nagant brothers rifle. And well, actually Mosin's rifle won out. And this rifle was designated the model 1891 because it was adopted in 1891. Now, what about the Nagant boys? Well, do you think perhaps they went back to Belgium with their heads hung down in shame? Or were they to become mere footnotes in the annals of history, thereby making, like, Jean-Claude Van Damme the most famous Belgian export the world has ever known? Of course not. Despite the fact that Jean-Claude Van Damme can crack a walnut with his butt cheeks, the final version of the Model 1891 wasn't actually only a Mosin-only design. No, dear viewers, some design elements actually came from Emil and Leon's rifle. Most notably, the idea of the magazine spring being attached to the base plate. Yeah, that was a Nagant idea. There are many other, details, other things that, I'm skipping here. For instance, the interrupter on the Nagant rifle that came from Mosin's rifle. But basically, that's the main highlight. Now, that's where we get the 91 in 9130. So, where's the 30 come from? Well, in 1930, the rifle went through some modernization design changes that helped to make the rifle more reliable. And after these changes were implemented, the magazine spring thing being attached to the base plate, that was the only Nagant feature still left on the rifle. But you know what? I think that still beats the Muscles from Brussels as the most notable Belgian export. Could be just me, but I think that's a little more important. Well, there are many other variants of the Mosin Nagant built by different countries, but the most prolific and well known is the Russian model 1891/30, which is what you see before you. This was a standard issue military rifle for all Soviet infantry from 1930 to 1945. More 9130s were manufactured than any other variant from any other country. In fact, over 17 million of these rifles were manufactured by either the Tula or the Izhevsk arsenal. This Sestroyevsk arsenal produced the model 1891 along with Tula and Izhevsk. But when World War I kind of rolled around, Sestroyevsk was basically concentrating more on machine guns and more destructive type weapons. That 17 million, by the way, does not include the sniper model or the sniper variant. It was just this standard 9130. All right. So, of course, saw extensive use through World War II, but was eventually replaced by an even more prolific rifle known as the Automat Kalashnikova, or the Automatic Kalashnikov Rifle 1947 model. The AK-47? Maybe you've heard of it. Well, this rifle, mine was made in 1943 at the Izhevsk arsenal, and it has all matching numbers. Even the bayonet numbers match. I don't know how common that is, if I'm just fortunate, or maybe it's more common than I think. I found the gun to be pretty accurate with the cheap stuff, available almost everywhere. It was the Brown Bear steel case stuff, but interestingly enough, I found it to be more accurate with the bayonet on than with it off. And I remember reading an article where the writer also said the same thing. And I don't know why. Somebody had left a comment on a previous video saying that, well, it was sighted with the bayonet, and so it's going to be more accurate. I mean, I understand that, and obviously I agree with that. But my question always has been why? What makes it shoot differently? Now, of course, you can see it's a spike bayonet, and it comes off at the 3 o'clock position if you're looking down the barrel. And my guess is that the gases are deflected off the bayonet somehow that causes the bullet to travel a different path with the bayonet on than it does off. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, it could be wrong. If somebody else knows the real reason, please feel more than free to either do a video response or just put a comment in the box. So, yeah. It's got the round receiver, and let me see if I can zoom in on it here. As opposed to the octagonal receiver. See that area right behind the sight there? And the octagonal receivers were replaced in 1936 with this rounded receiver to speed up production during the outbreak of War with Germany. So obviously when you're in a time of war, you want to build as many of these rifles as you possibly can. And let me see if I get closer to this. Here's a better shot of the receiver, and as you can see, there's some fairly rough tool marks, and you see these ridges of where it was machined through. The octagonal receivers were nice, smooth, had beautiful finishes on them. You could see the arsenal marks really well, and some of these dings and dents may be just from use, from military service or something like that. But these receivers basically had a lot of roughness to them because of the speed in which they were produced. Now here you can see 1943, that was the year that this particular rifle was actually made. This little crest right here, that's the Ashevsk Arsenal symbol. This rough look doesn't do anything to affect the functionality at all. It just looks rough, so it's not a bad thing. It's just it's basically indicative of a wartime type rifle. Here's the bolt. You can see it's empty. Here's the base plate, the follower, I should say, and the spring underneath. It's a kind of leaf type spring. I don't know if you can see that or not. The leaf type spring is attached to the base plate. That's the Nagant feature. And I've seen some of the octagonal receivers, and they are beautiful, but they are more expensive. Actually, a pretty good deal more expensive. And as far as cost, this one cost me $86 out the door, as you heard in another video that I did. $86, and included a bunch of different accessories, and I'll go through them here. I included this little tool set, and actually I'm missing a piece somewhere here, but these have to do with the cleaning rod. That's the jig. That's the I think that's the sight. Is that the sight tool? No, that has something to do with something else. I don't remember what it is. I used to know, but I can't remember. The cleaning rod is underneath the barrel. There, we can see it right there. So it came with that. Also, here's an ammo pouch. So if you have stripper clips, they were asking for, I think, $5 for Mosin Nagant stripper clips. So I didn't get any because I thought that was a little high. Of course, oiler bottle. It seems like all Russian or communist bloc rifles, military surplus rifles, come with oiler bottles. And I've seen that particular bottle come with AK variants and other things like that, SKS rifles. So I don't know. I can't say that was part of this particular rifle, but you just get an oil bottle from the importer. And of course, came with that strap too, rifle strap. Now, one of the reasons why my rifle was so much cheaper was $86. It was $79.99 plus tax and all that other good stuff. Was the condition. So if you look up and down the rifle, you'll notice different areas of the stock. There are nicks, scratches. The finish is not exactly even. If you come over here, you see more, I don't want to say damage, but just more wear. And also the sling holes. There's the grommets. I've only got them on one side where the sling was going to rest most of the time. In the rear part of the stock, there's no grommet at all. The nicer rifles, the grommets actually surround the entire hole. So I mean, there's condition issues with this one, obviously. Nothing wrong with the functionality. It's just the look. So, this is not going to be a collector item. It's strictly a shooter. I mean, maybe in 100 years, it might be worth something, but probably not. Now, the most recent gun show that I attended, just a few days ago, had around maybe 20 or so M9130s for sale. Prices were anywhere between $100 and $150. It was such a crowded show, I really didn't take a good look, but I kind of eyeballed the prices a little bit as I walked down. I didn't take a look at the condition, but they're probably a little nicer than this. Great bargain still, and I would recommend them to anybody who just likes shooting. Ammo runs between $8 and $10 a box of 20 for the steel case stuff like the Brown Bear. I think the cheapest I saw was like $9 at that particular show. The 7.62 by 54R rimmed is the original round for the Mosin Nagant rifles, and they say it's the ballistic twin of the 30-06. Whether it is or isn't, I don't know. The recoil, though, is comparatively mild, to a 30-06 when you compare the two, because the heavy weight of the rifle, this rifle's got to be like 10 pounds, maybe 11 pounds loaded. It's not light. And excuse me, I can't imagine lugging this around on a march anywhere. But even then, the round still packs a pretty good punch. Now, as far as military surplus rifles go, I think the Mosin Nagant is the best bargain out there. You can look at Mausers, you can look at the Swiss rifles, you know, the K98s, different things like that. But price-wise, I don't think you're going to find any better than the Mosin Nagants. The rifle is sturdy, it's combat accurate, it's inexpensive. It shoots readily available ammo, and you know, this thing is just plain fun to shoot. So if you come across one, do not hesitate to get one. This is one of the best gun purchases that I've ever made, Mosin Nagant. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope this has been informative. Well, that's it. That's my Mosin Nagant M9130. Get one if you can. Shoot often and stay safe. And everybody enjoy yourselves and be good. As you can see, the 7.62 by 54 Russian is a very devastating round. One shot did this to this poor wolf, or coyote, or mongrel dog.
It gutted him and took all its flesh off and just left the skeleton and some fur.
Yep. So be sure you're not standing in front of one of these unless you want this to happen to you.